In the first part of this video, we built a coin class that had three variables, an x location, a y location, and a speed. This is just horizontal speed. I was just having them move horizontally. This, of course, is up to you if you want to have them move vertically, if you want to have them move horizontally and vertically, in which case you'd need two speed variables, speed x and speed y. If you want to have them bounce, you could do that too. Add that also in the move method, or even have a third method for bounce separately. That's up to you too. Then we used this class to make two different coin objects, coin 1 and coin 2, both made from that coin class, and then we called both display and move methods on those two coins, just making two coins which will appear randomly on the screen and move horizontally at a random speed. Next, what we're going to do in this video is change that coin class. So instead of using random values for the starting x and y location, we're going to change it so we can pass in x and y locations as parameters and use constructor arguments, temporary variables, to assign those values to the class variables x and y. So, in an ideal world, if we want to be able to place coin 1 and coin 2 at specific locations, let's say I wanted coin 1 to be at, I don't know, right in the middle of the screen, 250, 250, and then coin 2 to be at 100, 150. I'm getting an error message that says the constructor coin int comma int doesn't exist. And that's very true. My constructor right now doesn't take any past parameters. And so to do that, I need to set up, just the same way we did for methods, is I need to put between these two parentheses some temporary variables that will take those values and assign them to the class variables x and y. I can't call these constructor arguments, these new variables x and y, because x and y already exist. X and y need to be in each and every one of the coin classes. I need to be able to, every time I use the coin class to make yet another coin, I need them to be able to assign a different value to x and y. So the convention that we often use is we say temp. We put the phrase temp in here, and I'll say temp x and float. Don't forget to repeat the each variable needs a data type, so you have to write float again. Float temp y, and that's saying I'm making two new variables, and these are temporary variables. They're just local to this class. And what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to use them. So these two variables are going to take in those values that I'm passing in when I make each of these coin objects, and then by setting them equal to the class variables, when I make a new coin, the first parameter will get assigned temp x. Temp x just exists long enough to assign it to the class variable x, and then will be used throughout the class to make that coin. Same thing with temp y. Temp y exists and holds onto that number just long enough to assign it to this class variable. It might seem initially like it's kind of clunky, but it's really important because there's no other way. If we just made this x and y that we're taking in and didn't use these class variables, it would just be local to this constructor, and we wouldn't be able to use it in the other methods. Because it's multiple methods, we need to have those temporary variables that then we assign to those class variables each time a new coin is made. So this happens one time at the beginning, and then these functions should work in the same way. So they still have that random horizontal speed variable, but now they're starting at 250, 250, and 100, 150 each and every time. And if I made another coin variable from the coin class, I would have to pass in exactly that number of parameters. So I don't know, 300, 100. Oh, And again, we don't see it because I didn't call display or move. So again, I'm just going to copy this one. And I actually don't have to call if I just displayed it. Oops, I said coin2 twice. There we go. Now we're in business. So I'm just displaying coin3. So the one, it will just stay. It will not have any movement. Although I could call move, and I could use any of those methods on any of the objects that I make. So that's it for pass parameters. It is a little tricky conceptually. This is sufficient for the work that you need to turn in, but I'm going to post a third video if you want to review this topic a little bit more.